Hello, Namaskar, Adab, Sasyakal, Kasikai, Kerohalai, Keim Cho. Welcome to Conversation Dil Se. And today is an extremely special episode we are going to telecast for you. Why it is so special? Because आज आप कुछ नोटिस कर रहे हैं? आज हम दोनों ही कन्वर्सेशन दिल के होस्ट, मैं आभा यादव और विंग कमांडर राकेश प्रशर, हम दोनों एक ही फ्रेम में बैठे हैं और हम सूरत से आज लाइव कर रहे हैं। और ये अनोखी अपॉर्चुनिटी हमें किस तरह से मिली है कि विंग कमांडर राकेश कुमार प्रशर यहाँ आए थे एक इंटरनेशनल कन्वेंशन अटेंड करने के लिए सेफ्टी के ऊपर, और मैंने भी नवी मुंबई से डायरेक्टली यहाँ की ट्रेन पकड़ी और मैंने ये मौका ना गवाते हुए हमने आज का कन्वर्सेशन दिल से यूं प्लान कर दिया, क्योंकि आज है वर्ल्ड एनवायरनमेंट डे। तो आज के दिन तो कन्वर्सेशन दिल से करना बनता है। तो वेलकम विंग कमांडर राकेश प्रशर जी ऑन कन्वर्सेशन दिल से।
Thank you very much. It's such a pleasure to be for the first time doing a live show together, not in two frames, but in a single frame.
Absolutely.
Absolutely exhilarating experience.
So today is the World Environment Day, and how can we miss this opportunity, Rakesh ji?
Absolutely.
So let's talk about it.
Abha ji, in this universe, there are billions of galaxies. In our galaxy, there are billions of planets, but there is only one Earth, and we are lucky to be born on it.
Yes.
But the Earth, you are aware, is not the only home that we have. Am I right?
Absolutely.
No, this is the only home we have. There's no life on the Earth, no life on any universe anywhere.
आप भूल रहे हैं आजकल हमारी जो रिसर्च चल रही हैं उसके हिसाब से हमने मार्स पर पानी ढूंढ लिया है, और मार्स पर अभी आपने कुछ दिन पहले न्यूज़ में देखा
आपने क्या बोला, पानी ढूंढ लिया है,
not life. वहाँ पर कुछ उन्हें एक रहस्यमय दरवाजा भी मिला है जिससे उन्हें लगा कि शायद वहाँ पे एलियंस हो सकते हैं।
शायद उनको वहाँ पे एक फुटप्रिंट भी नजर आया था, but that footprint was designated. It was found out that later on it was a rock creation, not actually a footprint. So all in all said and done, let's believe the fact that Earth is the only place in the entire universe where life is sustainable even today.
Absolutely, though I agree कि यहाँ पे जो मेरी ऑडियंस है वहाँ से अभी भी काफी सारे लोग होंगे जो इससे थोड़ा सा कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट करेंगे, बिकॉज यूनिवर्स इज सो ह्यूज कि जहाँ पर कहाँ किसी दूसरे कोने में लाइफ एग्जिस्ट कर रही है हमें नहीं पता।
Exactly.
So well, still agreeing to your statement that we have only one Earth where life is sustaining in the universe. So I am aware that only one Earth is the theme of this year's World Environment Day. And that's why you're talking about it.
Yes, absolutely. Incidentally, let me also tell you here that the theme of the first World Environment Day session, which was held in Spokane in Washington, US in 1974, also was only one Earth.
Kya baat?
Not only that, let me add further here that the slogan, mind you, not the theme, the slogan of the first United Nations Conference on Human Environment, which was held in Stockholm in 1972, also was only one Earth. So, wow. 50 साल के बाद, we are again coming back to the circle, only one Earth, because that assumes so much of importance.
Yes. So, I am also aware that the World Environment Day has grown to be the largest global platform for encouraging awareness and action for the protection of the environment. But how did the idea of World Environment Day come about?
Well, Abhaji, it's a very interesting question because many people are not aware about this. Let me tell you, the idea of having a conference on environment was first suggested to the UN by Sweden, and that was way back in 1968. Accordingly, the first United Nations Conference on Human Environment was held in Stockholm in 1972 with the slogan, mind you, I said slogan, not the theme, only one Earth, which placed environmental issues at the forefront of international concerns for the first time ever. The idea of having a World Environment Day was mooted at this UN conference. The first World Environment Day session after that was held in 1974 in Spokane in Washington with the same slogan, Only One Earth. Now you can visualize that almost 5 decades have passed and we have reached a stage where the World Environment Day has become a platform for raising awareness on well-known environmental issues such as global warming, air pollution, plastic pollution. Not only this, but also marine pollution, sea level increase, food security, illegal wildlife trade, sustainable consumption, and even human overpopulation. Now, you are aware of the fact that today there are billions of people, almost about 8 billion people on the earth. Out of them, millions of them spread over 143 countries joined together to celebrate this annual day.
This is really amazing. And thank you very much for elaborating this. But tell me, why is the World Environment Day is celebrated on this particular day, 5th June?
Yes, you can say it's a very awkward day because in India, this is the peak of summers. And
absolutely.
So it definitely asks, it begs to be asked this question.
Yes.
And wonderful question you asked. Let me now again re-emphasize here. The first UN conference which was held on human environment was held in Stockholm in Sweden. Now, when was this held? It was held from 5th to 16th of June 1972.
Okay.
Because this conference made history as being the first international conference to discuss environmental issues. Hence, they decided that the first day, that is the day when this conference commenced as the World Environment Day, should become the World Environment Day. So the celebrations hosted thereafter, they decided that 5th of June henceforth would be the World Environment Day every year.
Wow, this is really wonderful to know. So are the celebrations held in Sweden each year?
No. The first conference on environment was held in Sweden, but the first World Environment Day was held in Spokane and Washington, US, as I said. But the celebrations are hosted each year by different countries with a different theme each year. Now, the different themes are there to advocate different environmental reasons, causes which need to be addressed every year. So far, 34 different countries, 34 different cities in 25 different countries have hosted the World Environment Day since it first started. Let me also say here that India had the opportunity of hosting this in 2011.
Great.
For the first and the only time we have hosted this. The theme that year was Forests, Nature at Your Service.
Wow.
And another record of sorts is the fact that Bangladesh had hosted the World Environment celebrations a record 10 times. And it is interesting to note here that apart from the theme that I said, the theme remained the same. The first conference, the first meeting, and the 50th celebration also. Interestingly, let me add one more very important point, and that is the decade from 2021 to 2030 has been declared by the United Nations as a decade on ecosystem restoration, the purpose of which is to prevent, halt, and reverse the degradation of the ecosystems on our continent, on our planet, whether it is land, sea, or air.
Wow, this is really very much important. As a challenge of today is to combat climate change and pollution, which have become a very critical issue today.
Yes, the situation has indeed become very critical. It has reached a critical juncture today because you will not believe it. More than 7 million people die every year because of causes related to air pollution.
Oh.
Now, this is important, therefore, as we need to preserve our planet, not only for ourselves, but also for our future generations.
Absolutely.
Yes, very right. So, by the way, you said that our planet is suffering from problems of climate change and pollution. Let me add here that our planet is not suffering only from these two, but also a third different crisis. And that's why it's called, our planet today is actually facing a triple planetary environmental crisis.
This is really amazing. Which is the third critical issue?
Yes, I should have answered that before you asked me this question. But yes, let me tell you, the third critical issue after climate change and pollution is biodiversity loss. Now, you'll be surprised. Thousands and thousands of species are facing extinction. Millions of species have already become extinct on this planet. All these issues are also jeopardizing the achievement of our sustainable developmental goals.
I absolutely agree with you, Rakesh, and this has really become an issue which needs a lot of attention from all of us, because we can see that nowadays as the pollution has increased, and so we are losing our this animal various animal species, and the day is not far when even the tigers and the lions will be available only in images and not in the reality. Correct. So what is the way out for this?
The way out of this dilemma is to connect more with nature and shift our perspective from harming the planet to healing the planet.
Very true. This calls for strong willpower and determined action by all of us.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But let me say, not only by all of us, also by the governments too.
Absolutely.
Let me give you an example here. While we individuals are responsible for dumping over 12 billion tons of waste globally every year, it is the responsibility of the government to ensure proper garbage disposal.
Absolutely.
Not only this, while we individuals are responsible for producing over 60 million tons of e-waste, it is also the responsibility of the government to ensure proper e-waste disposal. Sure. So the government responsibility also cannot be disowned. But let me tell you, there are certain facts which will really disturb everybody. Number one, over 90 billion tons of resources are extracted from the earth, Mother Earth, every year.
My goodness.
90 billion tons of resources. It's a huge amount. Absolutely. Number two, over 100 million tons of plastic is consumed each day globally.
This is
shockingly, yes.
Yes, shocking, yes.
Not only this, 80 trillion aluminum cans are consumed every year. Can you imagine? 80 trillion aluminum cans are consumed every year. Since the late 1800s, the planet's average surface temperature, do you know, has gone up?
Yes, yes.
It has gone up by over 2.12 degrees Fahrenheit. And because of all these reasons, the Earth is losing primary rainforest the size of a football field every 6 seconds. Isn't it shocking?
Absolutely. I'm totally numb at this moment.
Let me make you further numb and tell you the fact that as per a UN report, this is not a report by any organization, Tom, Dick and Harry organization. As per a UN report, with the current rate of population growth and consumption, humankind would need 3 planets to sustain itself by the year 2050.
My goodness, this is not so far. This is 2023.
Just 3 decades to go.
Already 2022.
Yes.
So can you spell out a few steps? How can we contribute to save the environment?
Oh yes, why not? Definitely. See, as you said very rightly, that we have to play a very major role in this. Yes, we have a very major role in saving our environment, both individually as well as collectively.
Absolutely.
So the first and the foremost, what we can do is plant a tree. You know, we are aware of the fact, everybody knows, plants absorb carbon dioxide and they release oxygen, and human beings need oxygen for sustaining themselves.
True.
So for breathing, we cannot live without oxygen. So please plant a tree as often as you can. Number 2, before throwing that piece of paper, can, or the plastic bottle in the trash, think whether it can be reused, recycled, or repurposed.
Absolutely.
Number 3, let me say, use public transport. Avoid using individual transport. It makes a big difference. Number 4, turn vegetarian.
Yes.
Now, aren't you surprised? Turn vegetarian?
See, I'm not surprised. I myself is a vegetarian. So I always insist people why to kill innocent animals,
Absolutely.
you know, for our taste of tongue. So
wonderful. Let me now add here that apart from doing service to the environment, to the all the species on Earth, let me also add that the majority of the blame for greenhouse gas emissions worldwide falls on the meat industry. Now, turning vegetarian can lead to food-related emissions decreasing drastically.
my God, this is really surprising. Well, this may be extremely difficult for hardcore non-vegetarians, but reducing slowly and going towards total vegetarianism is the solution.
Absolutely.
By the way, a lot of people are also turning vegan these days.
Yes, absolutely. Yes,
So-
vegan has become a fad nowadays.
Yes, it is not only a trending thing, but nowadays people who are crazy about losing weight,
Yes.
it is helping them also.
Absolutely.
So thank God, even the reason may be anything, but at least people are turning vegan now and they are coming away from this non-veg foods.
Absolutely.
So by the way, I also remember in your Earth Day video, which you have released today morning only. So you had said that apart from the meat
No, the Earth
industry,
Day video was on the Earth Day. Today I have released the video on the World Environment Day.
yeah, so sorry. So it is one video which you have released on Earth Day also. So in that you have said that apart from meat industry, there is one more, and some more things are there which are responsible for maximum greenhouse emissions. Reducing food waste also helps reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
Absolutely. 14% of global greenhouse gas emissions are caused by food waste. Wasting less food means less greenhouse gases. So, along with the turning vegetarian, waste less food. You do double service to the humanity.
Absolutely. My God, this is doubly criminal.
Absolutely.
Wasting
That's why I
food.
said you do double service. Yes.
Absolutely. So wasting food as well as adversely affecting our environment.
Correct.
Thus, reducing the food we waste is the earliest thing we can do to help environment, and you can start it with by at least completing the food which you take in your plate.
Absolutely. It is not only the easiest, but I think the most natural thing to do. You not only support the environment, you also support the farmers by not wasting food. Now, also let me add to what I was saying. We can also contribute greatly to saving our environment by saving electricity in small ways. Small ways such as switching off the lights when not in use, or switching off the fans when not in use, switching off the air conditioning, not keeping it on for long times unless required, essentially trying to use other gadgets which consume less electricity, even shutting down your computer, not just closing it, shutting it down when not in use. All these will help save a lot of electricity and environment also.
I truly agree with you, Rakesh. I myself follow that, but I am actually struggling for this with many people who don't have this habit.
I know.
So, but yes, even we are very much firm on our decision that we will make it happen and will help teach people that before leaving room they should switch off fans, lights, and other electrical equipments.
Yes.
So though we have talked about saving electricity, but at this moment I don't understand how this help in saving the environment.
Okay, that's a wonderful question. I appreciate that question. Let me tell you, by cutting down electrical consumption, we save energy, right? It's a very normal decision.
Yes.
Do not forget the fact that electricity has to be produced. And where does electricity come from? It comes from fossil fuels generally.
Yes.
Now, these fossil fuels, converting these fossil fuels into electricity involves a lot of emissions of greenhouse gases. This is what contributes greatly to climate change and environmental impact.
Absolutely. In the same way, by limiting water usage too, we can help save our environment.
Absolutely. Very well said. Very well said. Not only saving electricity, even saving water. Yes, we can help our environment to a very, very great extent. Now remember, climate change and population growth, these are the two major reasons which make water scarce, right?
Yes,
Now,
yes.
it is making this problem bigger and bigger by the day. Now, let me again tell you here, as per a European Commission report. Now, again, let me say, it was a European Commission report which said that there is a very, very great chance by the end of this century, the wars that are fought may probably be fought over water.
Not in the end of the century. If we see as one of the state, Maharashtra, I just want to give example of Maharashtra state. In many of the villages in Maharashtra, people are still fighting for
Absolutely.
each drop of water.
Absolutely, yes.
They are struggling for even a pot of water to be, available for them.
Correct.
So really, I must say this is an extremely serious situation.
Absolutely.
And hence conserving water assumes great significance. Going ahead, by avoiding use of plastic too, we can help save the environment.
Wow, that's a beautiful tip. I had kept that for the last. Good that you pointed out. Yes, most plastic is made from chemicals that come from production of planet warming fuels. Now, producing these plastics therefore adds to global warming and environmental damage.
Absolutely. Not only this, since plastic takes ages to degrade, mismanaged plastic waste has become an environmental disaster.
Absolutely. Abhaji, now let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Can you suggest some ways how can we reduce the use of plastic?
The very simple thing is by avoiding the use of plastic bags.
Absolutely.
Yes, so instead of that, we can take cloth bags or paper bags.
Correct.
Yes, and we can also help by reducing use of single-use plastic.
Absolutely.
Yes,
wonderful.
We can use the recyclable plastic if we want to.
Excellent. Yes, absolutely. Very right.
But is there some silver lining to this issue?
Yes, for sure. There is a silver lining, and not only a silver lining. I think it's turning gold now. Now, why do I say that? Because producing renewable energy has been the best thing in a long time, and we are focusing. Not only India, the world is focusing on alternate sources of energy like wind, solar energy, then even water. So we are using this as renewable energy resources. Now, you will be surprised, but let me tell you, I feel delighted to say that India has the credit of having 2 of the 3 biggest solar plants in the world.
Wow, I really feel proud of that.
Yes, Bhadla Solar Park in Jodhpur, Rajasthan, which is the largest solar park in the world, and the Pavagadh Solar Farm in Tumkur, Karnataka, which is also known as the Shakti Sthal Solar Power Project. It is the 2nd largest solar plant in India and the 3rd largest in the world. Wow. Now, apart from this, you said silver lining, let me add, efforts are on to make plant-based plastic to reduce the scourge of plastic. An Indonesian company has already made plant-based plastic from agricultural leftovers like corn, sugarcane, wheat, and leftover food. Wow. So once this is fully developed and formulated, this will go a great way in helping our environment. Not only this, eco-friendly batteries too have been developed in Sweden. Now, this has been developed using upgraded aluminum, which is easily biodegradable. Now, this once mass-produced will help save the problem of disposal of batteries. You're also aware about electrical vehicles. Now, electrical vehicles also have become very popular. The day is not very far when the dependence on petrol and diesel will end, and the focus will be on running electrical vehicles. This will not only make our environment cleaner, but also reduce dependence on these fossil fuels and the associated problems with the use of these fossil fuels.
Let me elaborate a little bit about fossil fuels over here. Fossil fuels are made from the fuels which we find in deep depth of the earth, and these fossils which keep getting decomposed and they get pressed under earth with heat and compression and the complete pressure. After thousands and lakhs of years, they go in deep depth, and because of heat and immense pressure, they slowly, gradually get converted into fuel, which is a crude oil, which we take out through our drill machines in oil refineries and oil plants. And then that crude oil is being segregated in few various qualities of the oil depending on their qualities. The best quality is the petrol, then comes kerosene, then comes diesel, then comes kerosene, and then comes natural gases. So these fuels are need to be used in a proper way, so that if they are finished, we cannot wait for lakhs of years again to use them.
Let me add here, you forgot coal.
Of course. Of course.
Yes.
So that is superb today, while the World Environment Day affords us an opportunity to raise awareness about the need to save our environment. It also affords us an opportunity to reconnect to the nature. Any message for our listeners on this occasion?
Yes, I'm very fond of giving messages, and I cannot miss giving a message on this opportunity also. On this occasion of the World Environment Day today, I call upon all people not only to celebrate the World Environment Day, but also to take a pledge today to protect our environment.
Absolutely.
Let every day be an environment day. Small steps that we have suggested, if incorporated in our daily lives, will not only help us save the problem of environmental degradation, but also ensure that our future generations will continue to enjoy nature's bliss from for times and times to come. They will be ever grateful to us.
Absolutely.
And I think, let me say, we owe it to our future generations.
Absolutely. And on this note, we have come to the end of this program. And
well, Abhaji, let me say, program of this nature, planned, unplanned program being planned all of a sudden, I think we could have done a better job. And I hope we get more and more opportunities of doing programs live together in the same frame again.
Absolutely. I think nothing can be better than this, because when we are doing this program together, that is, a different energy is being generated and different motivation is being generated.
Absolutely.
And when people will also see together, saying one message to them, definitely I feel that results of this awareness which we are trying to create through our program may be doubled.
But see, look at the happiness that everybody in the room here has. I have my wife here, you have all your entire family here. So the happiness on their faces is also visible, and double the reason for our happiness and encouragement also.
Happiness to hai hi, but it has made challenging for us, because it's the first time we are not only doing this program together, but we also have a live audience sitting in front of us. But yes. Anyways, I hope we have been successfully completed this challenge. एंड मैं वापस एनवायरनमेंट डे की बात करते हुए यही कहूंगी कि अगर हमने जो कुछ भी यहाँ पे आज अवेयरनेस के बारे में आपसे बात की है, अगर हम उनको थोड़ा थोड़ा भी अपने डेली रूटीन में फॉलो करना शुरू करेंगे, तो वो दिन दूर नहीं है कि हम फिर से गा पाएंगे कि ये जमी गा रही है, आसमां गा रहा है, साथ मेरे ये सारा जहां गा रहा है.
Wow, beautiful.
So on this note, we are taking leave from live sets of conversation. They'll say we'll see you soon with yet another issue and trending topic, so that we can also contribute in creating awareness for our society. So see you soon. Till then, namaskar and Jai Hind.